Yo, what's good? You are listening to Everyday Superpower, the place where we talk body language, that's non-verbal communication. We talk human dynamics, relationships, attraction, repulsion, and game. Full stop, alright? This is going to be a good one. This is going to be an interesting one, based on real experience, as is most stuff. But this one's going to be a good one. There's two links in the description of this video. One of them links to the catalog of body language, where you're going to be able to learn how to read people through their subconscious behavior from start to finish. Alternatively, there is a link to my Patreon, where you're going to join me in watching and analyzing and internalizing attraction and repulsion body language. Full stop. It'll stick with you forever. Now, let me just have a look at my notes, yeah, because initially I was going to do one video and then I came up with the idea for a second through personal experience, but I'm just going to try put them both in together, right? So I might waffle on a little bit, but it's all game. This is serious game right here. Okay. So we're going to talk about success, we're going to talk about working success, and we're going to talk about game, we're going to talk about attraction and doing well in the dating field. Okay, so this is through personal experience. Now, it took me a moment to adjust to this, right? But I don't come from much, financially speaking. And before I get into the story, let me just say this is in regards to a reoccurring theme as far as the red pill space, as far as, attracting women, and as far as what is a popular concept. And, it sort of goes hand in hand with hypergamy. We speak of the wealthy man being more successful with the women, the man with money being chosen more regular than those who have not, okay? And this isn't to deny that, but this is to open discussion with how there's pros and cons and a yin and yang to all of this, all right? So if you don't have money, listen to me, okay? This one really goes out to those who don't have much or want more or feel like they don't have much and feel like it's letting them down, being a man, within their dating prospects and so on and so forth, and that your richer competitor is going to be very easily able to take what you want, if not what is yours. So I don't come from much at all. I was loved growing up, but I didn't have much financially speaking, okay? To this day, my background and what is around me, as far as those who are close to me, like close as in literal friends, family, and so on and so forth, I don't come from a background of much at all, right? I'm going to speak in English terms, not American, right? I am working class. I am not middle class whatsoever. So in America, from what I'm aware, the middle class, and maybe elsewhere in the world, the middle class is sort of like the bog standard, right? Over here in England, if you're middle class, you are more privileged than those who are working class, who essentially are on the breadline, one step away from poverty. That's me. That's been me my entire life, right? I've had nobody to give me elsewhere. Now, through the information I have given you on this channel, right, through my own personal adventure and learning process, and being able to apply myself in positive and effective and useful ways to my communities, my societies, and my world, I am in a consistency with doing dealings, right, with those who come from more well-off backgrounds, okay? So I myself, I am always going to be working class. I are always, I am rooted and solidified through my youth, through my teenage years, through what I find pure and a mirror reflection of me, and that is people who don't have much, right? But I have found myself in a position now, day to day, as to where if I am not spending spare time with my friends, if I can't find time to do so, I will be around those who have more, okay? Or at least might not have more, but come from a background of abundance, financial abundance, you know, a pillow to fall back on, so to speak. You know, they don't have a fall if it goes wrong. They have people who look after them. Their parents, first and foremost, primarily are the case of this, right? So I'm associated with people now. We're gonna introduce game. I know I'm going on. I told you, right? I'm gonna get into some good games, so please hold on. It is about attraction. It is about money in relation to that, right? So I'm around these people, and I'm around both women and men when it comes to this, okay? Now, I'm going to start by talking about work, yeah? I'm going to start by talking about success. I'm going to start by talking about being good at what you do, yeah? And this could be any field whatsoever. This could be corporate, okay? This could be entrepreneurship. This could be the creative arts, okay? Those who come into the game with funding and money through means that are of nothing to do with them, okay? So family funding, you know, the blessings. I'm not jealous of this whatsoever. I applaud it. I want to have a child and be able to give them the world, so I completely have no problem with this. But what I'm trying to say is that you are going to be starting off as a lesser off person. You're going to start off at a disadvantage, right? Duh. You're not going to have money to fund your projects. You're not going to have a way in. Your parents, your family, generally speaking, probably don't have the connections that'll put you in position from the get-go, regardless of who you are, right? And what will happen with that? That means you, compared to this next person, are probably going to be less attractive to women as well, because you don't have that success factor, you don't have that position, you don't have that leverage, you don't have that pedestal, okay? So you as a lesser off person in comparison to your richer, wealthier counterpart, yeah, who has the backing from the bank of mummy and daddy, you're not going to have a great start in comparison to them in relation to attracting women, picking up women, and so on and so forth. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a multitude of factors and variables there, we talk about that. But if we're strictly speaking from a wealthy standpoint of women are hypergamous and they're into men with money, because men with money represents provision, it represents comfort, it represents being able to provide for the children, and so on and so forth. I completely agree. But, and this is the biggest but, if you work your ass off, yeah, and do what I have managed to do, as to where you can now rub noses with these people, and you are now on a parallel ground as far as business endeavors are concerned with these people, because you have become useful and you have become understood and you have become beneficial to these people, albeit your foundation has been way below their starting point. You are gonna be all-rounded better than they are, full stop. Whether that be attracting women, whether that be progressing to the next realm, creating financial abundance within your endeavors, creating the results you want, you have now become better than the privileged person. And you think, well, what do you mean by that? What I'm trying to say is, if somebody has been given it and given this great head start, do you know how little character that has developed them? Do you understand when you have something to fall back on and a safety net, a security net? Do you know that that keeps you within the realm of a child? When you come from nothing and you work up to the levels of these people, you now are a man, and it speaks tenfold. Even though you are now on the same playing field, you are still two totally different people, only different being. The tables have turned. And I say this respectfully to my counterparts, but I'm talking to you in regards to human dynamic, and I'm talking to you in regards to attracting women, okay? I know people whose fathers own big business, marketing business, banking business, and their children speak well, their children dress well in a professional manner. But do you know what the difference between us and them are? The woman perceives us as a man, but the woman perceives them as mummy and daddy's child, regardless of their age, given that they haven't fulfilled the criteria and filled the big boots that have been left to fill. It's a law of power. Don't step in a great man's shoes. If your dad is a professional boxer who has garnered worldwide success, you're gonna have to action twice the work and twice the positive result of your father in order to make a name for yourself, because you will always be within the shadow of that. But if you have created something from nothing and found yourself in the same realm as these individuals, even though they have been given such an incredible start at life, you as a human being, as a man, are going to have so much more depth, so much more character, so much more skill, so much more self-confidence. And this isn't to say this is easy and you just level up. No, you have to break a generational cycle. And this could be the same thing if you are on the level of those whom I'm speaking about when it comes to the English's middle class. If you want to be upper class, and you have to start associating with upper class people, and you have to break through that ceiling somehow, you need to break that generational barrier, that generational curse, right? And then the women are going to look at you and think, whoa, even though he's not got the family unit, even though he's not got the connections of this next person and this and that, look at who he is as a man. Because you best believe, not only is it going to be in relation to becoming more successful and having a better demeanor around people in general, let alone women, your movement is going to be different. You have had to learn how to maneuver and move and create and action and conjure result after result after result through a multitude of failure. Of course, it didn't work right the first time, or the 10th, or the 20th, or the 30th. You had to live and learn, didn't you, in order to get to that same position, right? So your movements are just different. Your momentum is crazy right now. So the next man is the same age as you. He's got a different accent. He sounds posh. Okay, yeah. He talks about how he goes home and gets treated well by mummy and daddy, even though he's a grown man. Yeah? You get where I'm coming from? The decisions he makes, the work ethic he's got, doesn't come from necessity, doesn't come from pattern recognition. It comes from just being placed in position, right? If you had a chessboard in front of you, you could set up one side to have a better advantage to the other. But the man on the other side who has the lesser, advantage, who has the worse off position, if he knows how to play the game 10 times over, he's going to smash, or at least have a greater advantage as far as technical know-how, stratagem to his competitor. Do you see where we're coming from? So you as the working class, you as the lower class, are now more appealing as to him who is the middle and upper class, purely because you have reached that position and that status. Just you're some supercharged, rare, variety. And when I say rare, I mean you are rare, because people are breaking these generational curses, because the system is established and solidified to ensure you can't move up. If anything, they want to suppress you and keep you smushed no matter where you are. Yeah? The money's supposed to go to the top. It's not supposed to go to you. So I'm telling you, this is Beauty and the Beast. You're going to start attracting incredible women, successful women, posh women, because you've reached their tier, yeah? And even though you're average Joe, even though you started off as the common man, they're going to look at you and think, whoa, how has this man got here? And you will feel envy through some means or another, through your next man who just got put in position, because he's going to look at you and think, how's he done that? And he's going to look at you through his judgmental lens and associate you with what he's been told as being below him. And in a way, these people will start to feel uncomfortable around you because they don't have identity. And you do. The best thing about starting at the bottom of the barrel is that you develop character, identity, and structure. All of the most greatest stories and successes and the best artists and the hardest working people, they're all at the bottom. Now, don't get me wrong, they might never reach the top or reach a comfortable position ever, because that's the way the game is. You have to have fortune and luck and strategy in the mix. But the moment you start rubbing noses with these people who you initially thought were a tier up from you, purely because of their background, purely due to their network, purely due to, the blessings they were born into, the moment you hit that, their tier of women are gonna go to you, I promise you. Because you're a man. And you made it there by your own merit. You weren't placed there. You've learned lessons tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. And you're working at a rate which is 100 times the rate as to which they're working. So you're only progressing onwards and further at such an incredible rate. I hope this made sense. I speak with conviction on this one. I'm signing out. Peace.